Oops. I hit the wrong button. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Those of you that are probably on the stream that I had just started and then I hit end stream. Hi, John Hamilton. You were first in chat on the old stream. It's been a while since I've been live. And Rusty, you're a slacker, man. Focus on the road. I know you're out driving somewhere in Bufu. It's been a while since I've done anything like live hangout. At least it feels that way. I've been doing a lot of edited videos because, quite frankly, these lights are so hot, and it's just, I don't know, for whatever reason, it's easier for me to like shoot content, edit it together in a video, try and clean up the size and the lip pops and all that stuff that drive me nuts. But I did that poll on Twitter, and it seems like the vast majority of you guys just like me live talking about whatever there is to talk about. So I guess you can expect more of these, and hopefully I can get my live numbers back up, and we'll see. Yeah, I didn't post any of that live, Troy. But yeah, welcome everybody. I appreciate you guys showing up, dropping in. Olivier Santos, what's up, man? Nicholas Schreiber, Gogan thoughts. Man, where have you been? You don't watch my channel. I just did a whole video about Gogan. What's up, John? Thank you, man. First in chat, first in tips. I feel like I need to take off an article of clothing now. No, I'm just kidding. Yes, do it live. Yeah, so I just figured, I do have to get back in the swing of things. I don't think you guys I am so tired. My wife is exhausted. I'm exhausted. There's so much going on. So just to give everybody some friendly updates on some of the things that I've been working on. A lot of you guys know that I started on launching a Bitcoin ATM fleet, and just starting with like 4 machines. And I'm going to be doing that will be an edited video. I won't be doing that live, but there's so much that I'm learning. It's nowhere near as some of it is much more simplistic than I thought, and then other things like getting a bank account is nigh impossible. I mean, it really is silly how the banks are about cryptocurrency and everything else. And they just kind of stonewall you. And the thing of it is there are other services out there, but they really want you to be able to afford their big ass fees, man. They're basically like, yeah, we're your savior. We can help you out, but it's going to cost you a small fortune in just like dues or fees. It's just it's all a hustle, man. And I feel like by the time all is said and done, I'm kind of wondering like, what is there going to be left? And I am working some things out with some folks that I've supported and loved for a long time. I don't hold their tokens. I don't, none of that, because I'm in a private group. And so I hear about things that are coming and going and what's going on long-term, short-term, and all that fun stuff. And so I just feel like it's better safe to just not invest or trade in it, to be frank. But we're working out some things where, I'm hoping they're going to I may very well become one of the first business accounts available with this particular company, at which point, once that is done, it may open up the floodgates for others. So we'll see. And I've definitely got a lot of notes. I've got a lot of stuff brewing, but my machines have been ordered. I've been working on my registration with FinCEN, which is like, not as complicated as I thought. I have a compliance officer. I have like one of the best people in the business writing out my internal compliance policy package. There's so much, and it'll be a lot easier when I do this video. And, it'll be a lot easier when I do this video and I explain everything kind of in A, B, C order. And, but, speaking of which, I've noticed, I just dropped my putty. Where'd it go? I need my putty. Oh, here it is. I don't know why, but I like to squeeze this. It's actually for I think it's for modeling clay or something. So anyway, yeah, Bitcoin's been all over the place lately, and I've got some stuff that I'm going to touch on. Ethereum's actually down a bit, -5%. XRP, man. XRP has just been hanging out in these 20 cents, 24 cents right now. And I've got an article about XRP as well coming. Link hasn't been doing too bad. I mean, just kind of looking at the board behind me. And when Bitcoin hit like 13.8 last night, so here's the thing that I've been doing as well on this. Oh, I'm also launching like an influencer marketing agency, which I'm like getting it started, and I'm going to help promote it, and I'm going to be feeding it with potential like clients and things like that. I've already got like 7 influencers on board. I expect there's going to be a lot more in the future. And but I actually have like 2 people that are actually going to man that. They're going to run that. And so that's a whole other thing. And I've just been working on getting the website done for that. I've been staying busy, and I'm waiting for DCA to hit Crow Trader, which is probably going to be another week or 2. I have another platform that's been in development now for like over a year, which by the same developer as my bot. So waiting on that. Like there's a lot of waiting, a lot of preparing, just a lot of stuff. I'm just working on a lot of stuff, trying to stay busy and productive, because honestly, if I was just talking to one of my compliance guys today, and I'm like, I do not like to sit around waiting. I am not patient. I either get stuff done or I don't do it. And so I've definitely, and I realize, especially with a lot of this ATM business, that a lot of people just love to sit and wait. I don't know what it is. A lot of these companies, they're just slow. They have like kind of poor business models, and it's very much like a greed-driven industry. And it's like, I don't know, man. It feels like you're dealing with a lot of like I don't know, like vending, like the vending business. It's like big money, but it's kind of a dirty business. And I don't know. I feel like even though it's crypto and it's Bitcoin and it's ATMs, you'd think it's a little different. It is to some degree, because there's a lot of regulation and compliance and a lot of stuff you have to go through. But it's just when I've just a lot of the stuff I read and the way some of these companies run, I'm like, how do you stay in business? Like it doesn't make much sense to me, but they are, and I guess it's because it's still a very small game overall. So anyway. Those are just kind of my random thoughts. Full moon coming, Crow. Don't drive. Okay. I don't really go many places anyway, honestly. It's funny actually that you say that, because my wife and my daughter and I just went to dinner because I was craving a really good salad, and I looked at the speedometer on my car. I'm like, I've only put 5,800 miles on this since I bought it. That's how much I drive. And I've had this thing well over a year now. So anyway, looking at Bitcoin's price, it looks like we're dipping again, which, here's the thing. I'm going to go ahead and jump straight to this one article. Where it is. Is this it? Yeah, Bitcoin bulls set to defend 13,000 as $450 million in Bitcoin futures expire Friday. So we've got like 2 days, and I know that the market's been pretty volatile lately because of this. We saw a big pump, and I believe that pump came from people trying to kind of manipulate. Is it manipulation? I guess it is, but people trying to manipulate the market so that they benefit from their futures. And so that's kind of what's happening, I think, right now, and probably will continue over the next couple days. See, in my edited videos, I can edit out the yawns and how tired I am, and I can fake it like I'm wide awake and ready to go. A total of 62,000 Bitcoin options are set to expire this Friday, and this is equivalent to $830 million in open interest. These massive numbers fail to reflect the fact that 58% of these options are now deemed worthless. As we approach the expiry date, call buy options above the current level begin to depreciate very fast. It's not worth paying $20 for the opportunity to buy Bitcoin at 14.5 on Friday morning. Therefore, rolling options to the next month is not that helpful. So within less than 48 hours to October's expiry, call buy options above 14.5 and above face slim odds. The same can be said for the 11,500 put sell options, which are currently trading below $10 a piece. Deribit leads with a 70% market share of the options that are still worthy. Currently, there are $134 million worth of call buy options from 11.5 to 13,500, stacked against $45.5 million in put sell options from 12.5 to 4,500. Thus, bulls favor bears by a ratio of 3 to 1. That's because we're in a bull market. So, yeah, expect some volatility as people are trying to push the markets around. I will tell you, I'm working on this thing where I'm using Market Cipher and kind of a case study, and to show kind of like what I'm looking at it, what I'm doing, when I'm buying, when I'm selling, and I'm using this. I'll show you. Oh no, because it's not in this window. I'm using the Prime XBT, and I'm using a demo account because I'm in the US, so I can't trade on it. But I'm using a demo account, and it's actually been pretty cool. And every time I do something, I'm recording it before I do it. So I'm recording it. I'm like, this is what I'm looking at. This is what I see. This is what I think is going to happen. This is my action. And I've been doing that now all week. And I've been dead on every freaking time. And I'm not even kidding. I mean, granted, it's a little easier. It's a little, being accurate in calls and stuff like that is a lot easier when you've been paying attention to the market for some time and you know whether or not you're in a bull or a bearish market. I mean, it's just easier. I'm not going to lie, because I'm not a technical analysis genius, but it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know, well, we're probably going to go up at some point. I mean, because here's the thing, and the thing that sucks right now is that altcoins are still waiting their turn. But I'm telling you, a lot of people are losing some. People are thinking that altcoins are losing steam, but they're not. Altcoins are just waiting until Bitcoin crosses back over $20,000, and it's going to be absolute pandemonium. That's what I think. So I'm just waiting. And then once that really starts to kick off, I think the volatility in Bitcoin and altcoins back and forth are going to go to new highs. And I think even some of the crappiest of crap coins out there are going to be getting pumped, traded, a lot of stuff's going to happen. So it's just a matter of like who's going to pump more when, and who's going to, that's going to be a totally different animal altogether once we get to that point. But I don't think it's going to happen until a post $20,000 Bitcoin. But I think that could very well be likely by January. 2 indicted in latest federal prosecution of SIM swapping crypto theft. Why do people still do this? Aren't they realizing that that people are getting caught more and more doing this, and that everybody's learning how to catch these people a lot easier? Federal prosecutors on Wednesday said that 2 men have been indicted for stealing cryptocurrency from victims through a SIM swapping and phishing fraud scheme. Of course, young punks. 21-year-old Jordan K. Mellison of Maryland and 19-year-old Kyle A. Bryan of Pennsylvania allegedly collaborated in theft of $16,847 in cryptocurrency from one victim. The owner of a digital currency investment company, says one filing, during the summer of 2019. Millison allegedly staged bogus websites and emails through which he phished login credentials from victims. God, you guys are so stupid for doing this kind of thing. He, Brian, and others then compromised the victim's mobile phone through SIM swapping, the Department of Justice alleged in a press statement. Prosecutors additionally claim Brian tried to swat Millison's residence in retaliation for Millison failing to share the proceeds of the digital currency theft. Wow. The pair face allegations of wire fraud, unauthorized access to protected computers and furtherance of fraud, intentional damage to protected computers, aggravated identity theft, and wire fraud conspiracy in Maryland Federal District Court. Crime doesn't pay. I guess it does if you don't get caught, but people are getting caught more and more often because of this kind of stuff, and it's absolutely silly that people are even attempting it. Now, New data indicates record number of retail investors have invested in Bitcoin. This is actually interesting. So, new data from crypto intelligence firm Glassnode suggests retail investors are flocking to Bitcoin as the number of wallets holding Bitcoin worth $1,000 or less print new all-time highs. In a new tweet, Glassnode CTO and on-chain analyst Raphael Schultzcraft, I don't know. It's Schultzcraft. So, okay. I get it. Shows that the number of wallets holding $10, $100, and $1,000 worth of Bitcoin is currently at record highs. Yeah, that's a nice little graph there. That's definitely growing quite a bit. All in all, the number of wallets with a balance worth of $1,000 of Bitcoin or less is nearly 31 million. 31 million wallets are holding $1,000 of Bitcoin or less. Let that sink in for a minute. That is kind of nuts. 31 million wallets. As more retail investors bet on the largest cryptocurrency, the number of Bitcoin whales is also seeing signs of growth. According to Glassnode, the number of addresses with a balance worth $1 million or more has registered a new high in nearly 3 years. All right. The number of Bitcoin millionaire addresses holding 1 million worth of Bitcoin crossed 20,000. So that's a minimum of $20 million worth of Bitcoin. It is the highest value since January of 2018. I mean, that's pretty telling, folks. I mean, look at that. Wow, so we had a crazy drop in the number of wallet addresses with over $1 million at one point. So there's obviously a significant sell-off. Was that January, February, March, April? That looks like it's probably around, I'm guessing April. I'm wondering if that had anything to do with maybe tax season or something like that. Bitcoin's improving fundamentals comes as the world's dominant cryptocurrency is poised to close the month of October on a high note as it trades around $13,800 according to CoinGecko. Yeah, you can't look at the current monthly chart for Bitcoin without smiling. Open skies overhead for Bitcoin as it nears the all-time high. So let's hope that happens. I still don't think the all-time high is going to be met until probably by the first of the year or sometime thereabout. And then I think that that's when we're really going to start like the ramp up. I don't really think that the peak of the market is going to come until Bitcoin, and Bitcoin has reached its original all-time high. And then the profit from those who have been sitting on Bitcoin since $4,000 starts really dumping hard into the altcoin market. And then there's going to be a lot of buying and selling and a lot of extreme volatility in the market leading up ultimately until the peak of the market. And so that's when stuff is really going to start getting crazy, because that's when the altcoin, because I think to some degree it's the Bitcoin FOMO that really kicks things off. But it's the altcoin FOMO, because people see Bitcoin. A lot of people don't even realize you don't have to buy a whole Bitcoin. They see a Bitcoin at $20,000. Like, I don't have $20,000 to buy a Bitcoin. Looks like I'm out, but I can buy some Cardano at 15 cents, And so, and I think but then they realize, well, you just buy some Bitcoin here and then you can get into the altcoin. And then they learn. It's like their first big lesson. Like, oh, I don't have to buy. I could buy $100 worth of Bitcoin to get into this altcoin. Well, I'll just buy some of both. And that's just when things start really going to the moon. This guy, crypto volatility scares away potential users, says Mastercard CEO. Take a quick look at chat. Hey man, do you think ADA will reach the all-time high by the end of 2021? By the end of 2021? Yeah, I think it'll probably exceed the original all-time high by the end of 2021. Just been watching your twin on the other channel. Who's my twin? What other channel? I hope my twin's as devilishly handsome as I am. Kidding. Mastercard's chief executive officer, AJ Banga, says that Bitcoin's market volatility limits its use and scares away potential investors. These, okay, here's what I know. Just off the cuff of seeing Mastercard in this. I know that the IMF had a big meeting. I know that like Mastercard and all these different companies were a part of this big IMF meeting. And, you know, I didn't even watch the meeting, but like suddenly Mastercard's CEO is coming out basically saying, oh, Bitcoin's scaring folks. What are we going to do? How about we establish a global currency that everybody can use and get into crypto without volatility? I honestly haven't even read this article. I don't know if that's what it's saying. I doubt that's what it's saying, but it's where we're headed, folks. I mean, Banga, who has stated, who has a stated goal of getting 1 billion people worldwide connected to the banking system, claimed not to see much use for cryptocurrencies. Well, go figure. However, the Mastercard CEO lauded the development of central bank digital currencies, saying they could provide an improvement over standard fiat. Go figure. Go figure. So this IMF meeting that happened recently is already starting to come out into the public in bullshit, basically. Just people interviewing and you know, just towing the line for the new world order. Wait, did I say that out loud? I shouldn't. That would probably get me banned nowadays. I don't even know. I feel like anytime if you fart on a platform and somebody doesn't like it, man, they just ban you. They kick you off. And oh man, like the world that we're in right now is just really, it's just getting scarier. I mean, before long, we're going to get like daily memos in our email telling us what words are okay and what words are not okay. And you know, don't say this. You know what's funny? There was a thing on Netflix. There was a show on Netflix. It was basically like the future where everybody's trying to find approval on their app. And so people are, I think there was like this woman and she walked up and she like was waiting on a customer or something like that. And, you know, she was really polite and nice. And as she was walking away, she saw her like rating go up in her personal app. And then, you know, if you say something bad or you're rude, you just see your ratings drop. And it's like, man, are we headed there or what? Like, we're already kind of there to some degree, but it's all such a thirsty venture into popularity. And it's like, why is everybody trying so hard to be recognized and known by so many people that genuinely don't give two shits about them on any level whatsoever? I don't know. I think this disconnect that we're all experiencing and have been experiencing for so long. Black Mirror. There you go. That's exactly right. I think that there's just this disconnect with social media. And, you know, social media overall is a little scary, but the way a lot of these big companies are now truly just censoring everything, it's nuts to me, man. I don't even know what to say about it. Crypto Trader says XRP must hit this mark to trigger long-awaited rally as assets lag. Assets lag behind Bitcoin and Ethereum. A popular crypto analyst and trader is identifying the key level that XRP must hit to initiate its long-awaited bull rally. The pseudonymous I can't pronounce this word for whatever. Whatever. I told you I'm tired. I'm not thinking straight tonight, folks. And it's been a long time since I've done a live. A strategist who goes by the name Pentoshi says that while XRP is a laggard in comparison to its large cap peers such as Bitcoin and Ethereum, it could play catch up in the coming weeks. XRP, its bull run starts above 30 to 33 cents. Rounding off on the weekly, just not quite there yet. Maybe in a week or two it can close above Bitcoin, allowing I don't even know who wrote this. This is just not, is that pseudonymous, whatever. But for now it's lagging. I mean, it's slowly making a little wee bit of a comeback, but nothing substantial yet. According to Pentoshi's chart, XRP is forming a bullish reversal pattern that could end its nearly 3-year-long bull market. Here's the thing, folks. Ripple's coming back. Cardano's coming back. Stellar Lumens is coming back. A lot of the stuff that have been in the top 10, top 25, top 30, 50 of the crypto market, the majority of them are coming back. I mean, Ripple and XRP have been around for what, two full market cycles at this point, if I'm not mistaken. If not, I know for a while leading into the last one. And what do you say? Even if it were just a speculative trading tool for people and had no use case, no adoption, no nothing whatsoever, it's always done very well in a bull market. I'm not concerned. And a lot of these projects are just hanging tight. What I did see that I did not actually like, because and it bothers me to some degree, because I feel like it's all based on bullshit, to be frank. Let me see what it's out now. Okay, well, it's at 9 cents. So, you know, Utrust definitely took a bit of a hit. I mean, it's been taking Utrust has basically been taking a hit since PayPal's news. But the thing of it is, PayPal is not a blockchain company. PayPal is no different than Robinhood. PayPal is basically going to say, we will write your name on a piece of paper that says you own some Bitcoin or crypto, but you're not going to be able to withdraw it. You're not going to be able to do anything with it. The only thing you're really going to be able to do is basically buy it and let it sit. So you're ultimately buying a space on a ledger. That's it. A centralized ledger at that. And I'm trying to figure out why the PayPal news would be hurting Utrust so bad. I know that a lot of people have looked at Utrust as like, me included, like, hey, we need to get, let's replace PayPal because Utrust is a blockchain-based company that's looking to do a lot of the same things and a hell of a lot more than PayPal. So there's been a lot of interest there, and it's been doing really, really well. But this whole PayPal news, yes, it's going to bring some adoption to play in the crypto markets because there are a lot of people out there that use PayPal for different things. So in terms of, it's kind of like Libra and Facebook. There's a wide user base. There are a lot of people that are likely going to be getting into crypto. But for people that buy cryptocurrencies through PayPal, how is that crypto actually being bought and sold? That's what I would like to know. There are a lot of things that they don't really come out and explain thoroughly. And for, when you're talking about a company who can seize all of your assets in your accounts and make you jump through a whole bunch of hoops to get access to it on a whim, I'm sorry, but that's not anybody I want to trust with any cryptocurrency I have. That's all there is to it. I'm definitely going to be diving deeper into this whole PayPal thing, especially as it relates to Utrust, because Utrust is not done fighting, folks. And I don't, I get that people like the idea of being able to buy crypto on PayPal, but I think it's kind of, in some ways, it's a lot of smoke and mirrors, and I'm not overly concerned. Utrust is going to make a big comeback because I know they have some big stuff coming. Just get a Google Home, bro, and ask it how to pronounce a word when you spell it to Google Home. I like it when I mispronounce a word sometimes. It's kind of funny. Paper trading derivatives. Yes, exactly. I don't hate on anything. I see direction. Isn't our current situation now in crypto basically late 2016 in comparison? 2017 bull run is our 2021. Yeah. I mean, that's pretty much it. I mean, that's kind of the way I've been seeing it. But I do think that there is some evidence to show that, the real parabolic bull runs that we're all, waiting for, that may take a little bit longer this time around than it did last time. But because of that, I also believe that the peak of the market could end up with a much higher valuation than I think we had originally seen before as well, or expected before. Ripple and Cardano are not going away anytime soon. No, they're not. The companies behind these bigger ones are working behind the scenes, irrelevant of what the market price is doing. Yeah. Future was bad for Bitcoin. 21 million doesn't matter. They can cheat with futures and borrowing. Well, that's another thing too, because you have other things like, wrapped tokens that are supposed to be pegged to Bitcoin and all that kind of thing. And there are going to be a lot of different ways to technically own Bitcoin without actually owning it. So yeah, there are a lot of questions that I have that are yet to be answered. Crow, what do you think about Monarch Wallet? I actually like Monarch Wallet a lot, and I know that they're constantly doing stuff to add to the service features of the wallet. So yeah, I mean, and Beatles has never. I don't have a single bad thing to say about Beatles either. I mean, or his fan. I mean, just the whole everything Beatles does, man. I mean, he just. He's enjoying life. He's doing his work. He's just trying to build something, and Monarch's pretty sweet. So the only thing I don't necessarily like about Monarch is the color scheme, because I'm a snob and I don't like orange. But outside of that, I like it. I've used it, and I like it. PayPal will effectively create a fractional reserve Bitcoin. Be afraid, PayPal customers, because they will mysteriously have more than 21 million of them. Very good point. Very good point. And if they're getting into the crypto market, they've got some special side deals brewing with some people that are going to let them get away with some stuff. That's my guess. I could be wrong. I don't know. It's all speculation, but I know that PayPal is basically like a big bank. I mean, ultimately, they're regulated the same way, at least. And I don't know, man. Look, PayPal's good for sending little bits of cash, paying your babysitter, paying for a haircut or something, maybe. I mean, but and even from e-commerce, it can be very useful. I'm not going to lie. PayPal's been useful. But just the business practice. And, when a company gets that big, I feel like the bigger a company gets, the more they lose the soul of what got them there to begin with, because then it becomes such a corporate conglomerate, such a corporate entity that does not care at all about the individuals that are basically providing them business. And when a company gets that big, I'm like, at that point, it's time for you to stop. Just stop growing. In whatever means necessary, you just need to stop growing. Yes, PayPal is bad for Bitcoin. The bull run is already here. Just add on it and stack them. It won't be crazy like 2017. It'll be realistic and have bones now. I don't know. I think it's probably going to get pretty damn crazy. I honestly think that it's going to be that mindset. I honestly think that this next bull run is going to go higher and further than I think anybody really realizes. I truly do think that. What do you think of Data Ocean? I don't know. In reference to what? Because I didn't. So I know something happened with Data Ocean, but I don't remember what it was. So I can't comment on it at all. I don't even have an opinion, if I'm honest. Wrapped Bitcoin equals fool's gold. Maybe. I don't know. I'll take 5 more years before even discussion of a 6-figure Bitcoin. I think you're wrong there, so I won't discuss it. If the banks and PayPal alike buy up all the Bitcoin, we then are owned again by the banks. Yeah, you better buy now and lock it away somewhere. Throw it on a hardware wallet, stick that in a what's the term, the little box. I have like a couple of safety deposit box. There you go. Just lock it away. Lock it away until you're ready to do something with it. Yeah, Monarch Wallet is a great wallet. I agree with you on that, Crow. That's good. Yeah, I do really like it. And I know that you can access Celsius Network and stuff through the Monarch Wallet as well, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure they've added that. I'm waiting for the desktop version of Celsius. That's what I want. I don't really want to use a mobile app for that kind of stuff. I want to do it on a desktop that I can like disconnect, keep offline. I can do what I need to do. I can turn the computer off and let it sit for 6 months if I want to. I don't do any browsing on it. I don't do anything else on it but that kind of thing. That's what I want. I really, that's what I'm waiting for. When Celsius launches a desktop version, hopefully within the next 2-3 months, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. That's when things are going to get really, really crazy. But we'll see. It took Amazon 14 years to become successful. Google took around 10 years. Cardano, more or less, will take at least 10 years to become a success story. Well, what do you ultimately constitute a success story? See, I think a lot of us, I'm going to turn this fan on. I didn't even realize it was off. Hopefully, and when I turn this fan on, let me know if you hear it. Because if not, it'll make my life a lot easier when I'm doing lives as we move forward. What do you ultimately deem being a success when it comes to a blockchain project? Because for me, Cardano doesn't need to hit $5 to be considered a successful project to me. When I think of a successful project, I think of one that's generating continued exponential interest through its growing variety of use cases on that blockchain. That's successful. If a lot of developers are developing on it and it's doing exactly what it was designed to do, it's successful. The question at that point is, how much growth will it sustain over what period of time, ultimately driving the value of its token up, 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 and up. So when I think of success, I think of a project that works. From there, and when you're talking about the way Cardano is going to be decentralized and, the decentralization goals for the project, the scalability, the interoperability, just all of the fun stuff associated with Cardano and the way they're doing it, they're taking their time. They're not trying to rush this stuff to market. They're not trying to be a pet rock or a fad token. They want something that's truly going to change the world. And I do believe that. And when you have the scientific minds that Cardano has, developing this project, they don't need to be in a rush. And they know that. It's like, to them, and I kind of agree, when you know that what you're building is inevitably going to become one of the biggest powerhouses in the blockchain space, there's no rush. Make sure it's done right. And make sure that everybody agrees and that all the I's are dotted and T's are crossed before you even put it out there. And that's what they've been doing. And so, and I honestly believe that because of that, it's created such a sentiment overall to the people in the know. You've got your random fudders, right? You've got the people out there who they've got bags of this and that and everything but Cardano. So they're running around just kind of saying all kinds of negative stuff about the project because they don't want to see it do well. I got news for them. They're going to be silenced. I mean, many of them already have been. I haven't been seeing as much lately. I think it's pretty difficult to keep touting that horn of negative FUD about a project that is literally ripping you a new one every time it releases a new milestone update. So I think a lot of that is starting to dissipate a bit and people are starting to get it. So I don't know. I mean, that was, I'm just not concerned. I mean, the one thing that I'm learning about the crypto space is it really does take patience, because a complete sea of red that makes you want to jump off a bridge today can be up 40% the same time the following day. And you just never know. So it is what it is. Can't wait. Don't miss the October update on Crowdcast tomorrow. I don't even know what Crowdcast is. Cardano will become more powerful than any Jedi. Yeah, probably. So on that note, Bitcoin's at 13,278. It's been pretty volatile. The question is, are we going to be at 14,000 come Friday, or are we going to drop? So we'll see what happens when a lot of these options expire. But overall, I mean, I'm still vastly and extremely bullish. Vastly, that's not even right. But I'm still extremely bullish. Looks like Cardano's dropped down sub 10 cents. I get people asking me sometimes, what do you think about the Cardano drop? I don't think about it. I really don't. Cardano is still a speculative coin until Goguen launches. I mean, that's it. I'm aware of that, and I'm fine with that. So it is what it is. I'm just waiting for Goguen. I'm telling you right now, I plan to do a lot of stuff with Cardano when Goguen launches. Like, I am going to be doing a lot more Cardano related news on the projects that are building on Cardano. And honestly, this whole channel could end up becoming a Bitcoin and Cardano channel at some point in the future. So it just depends on adoption, you know, and you know what's happening. So Cardano news tomorrow. Hope so. What do you think of Divi? I love Divi. I love the team. I love everything they're doing. And, you know, it's a small team of guys that are looking to change the world as well. And you know, slowly but surely they're inching their way higher and higher. And I think Divi's going to do very well in the bull market, quite frankly. But again, that's my personal opinion. I'm not a financial advisor, guys. I'm just some old guy with a neck tattoo on YouTube. I'm not shit. All right, I'm gonna finish working on this website, and I'm sure I will be back tomorrow. And let me know in the comments, like, if I go live tomorrow, what do you want to hear about? What do you want to talk about? Let me know in the comments below. Not in the super chat, because it's hard to read those. But give me your thoughts, and thanks for joining me tonight, and I'll see you again soon. Have a good night. Grow your